each tab to know more. Take two test tubes A and B. Add 1 ml of starch solution 1% to both the test tubes. Next, add 1 ml of saliva to test tube A and leave the other test tube B without adding anything. Keep the two test tubes aside for 20 to 30 minutes. Now add few drops of dilute iodine solution to both the test tubes A and B. Observe the changes. It is observed that test tube A with saliva has no change in color. Only pale yellow color of iodine is observed. Test tube B with starch solution and iodine turns into purple color. From this experiment, we learned that when saliva is added to the iodine and starch solution, the enzyme amylase breaks down starch in saliva to begin digestion and the solution becomes clear, while the solution that has no saliva remains in purple color. Let us now learn about the movement of food from esophagus to stomach. It is technically called peristaltic movement. The soft food that is mixed with saliva passes through esophagus or food pipe to the stomach by a wave-like movement called peristaltic movement. In the stomach, the food gets mixed with gastric juice and HCl, which is in a semi-solid condition. The digestion of food goes on as most proteins are broken down into smaller molecules with the help of enzyme pepsin acting on them. Chyme is the process in which the proteins and carbohydrates of the soft, slimy substance of food are broken down. The food now passes from the stomach to the small intestine, which contains ring-like muscles called as sphincters. These sphincters are responsible for opening the valve so that an only small quantity of the food material enters into the small intestine at a time. Let us learn about the small intestine. The small intestine is the longest part of the alimentary canal. Here, the complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats takes place. Small intestine receives the secretion of liver and pancreas for the purpose of digestion. The process of digesting the fats by converting them into small bubble-like substances with the help of the bile juice that is secreted from liver is called emulsification. Proteins and lipase for fats are digested with the help of enzymes like trypsin present in pancreatic juice. Walls of the small intestine secrete intestinal juice, which helps in breaking down of small molecules of proteins into further smaller molecules. The same process is repeated for fats. The process of digestion of carbohydrates starts in the mouth. It resumes in the stomach when the food is converted into an alkaline form. Here, the enzymes responsible for the breakdown of carbohydrates become active. The table on the screen gives information about different enzymes, digestive juices, and its functions. Let us learn the function of villi in digestive system. The process of transporting the digestion of products from the intestine into blood through the wall of intestine is called absorption. Internally, the intestinal wall contains a number of fingers-like projections called as villi. The villi increases the surface area for absorption. Blood vessels and lymph vessels are present inside the villi in the form of a network. The digestion of products are first absorbed by the villi and then passes into the blood vessels and lymph vessels. With the help of small intestine, the maximum amount of digested food is sent to various parts of the body through blood. Remaining amount of the food material passes to the large intestine. Large intestine reabsorbs maximum amount of water from the remaining food material. This material is then passed through the anus, which is the last part of the alimentary canal. The process of passing of undigested material from the body through the anus is called defecation. Food that comes out from the anus still contains significant amounts of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, roughages or fibers of either carbohydrates or proteins. The flowchart of human digestive system is shown on the screen. Excess or improper intake of food cause health issues with the alimentary canal. Let us learn about all such aspects associated with the alimentary canal. This slide presents the information about the dental caries and its symptoms and preventive measures. The human alimentary canal exhibits good functionality, though we have some indigestible food like junk food, etc. But at times, the alimentary canal cannot take some food, as a result of which we either feel sick or have indigestion. The human body gets rid of the unwanted and harmful substances present in the stomach through vomiting. When the peristaltic movements of the stomach and esophagus occur in reverse direction, it results in expulsion of the food. Among all the causes of vomiting, the most common cause is overeating, especially the food which has high proportion of fat. Vomiting also occurs when very indigestible and poisonous food is consumed. Bilious or liverish feeling is often due to consumption of rich meals over several days. Liver cannot cope to digest the food which is rich in fats. As a result, we suffer from feeling of nausea and headache sometimes. Indigestion is a general term used when there is difficulty in digesting food. Healthy people do not suffer from indigestion if they follow below mentioned diet. Having simple and well-balanced food, eating them in a leisurely manner, chewing the food thoroughly, avoiding strenuous exercises soon after having food, drinking plenty of water and having regular bowel movements. Humans should learn a lot from the animals which have a good sleep after having food. Indigestion caused by stomach and duodenal ulcers is very severe. This problem is often observed in people who are worried and hurried. So, ulcers are mostly observed in people habituated to have hurried meals and rush from one work to other and don't have proper sleep. Example, doctors, schoolmasters, members of parliament, stockbrokers, and business executives. The people who maintain a proper diet, have good sleep, and don't tense a lot seldom get ulcers. In order to stay healthy, the bowels ought to be emptied regularly. If the residues of food are present in the colon for much longer time, the bacteria get sufficient time to produce harmful substances which might be absorbed by blood and cause diseases like cancer, etc. Having plenty of roughage, fiber in the diet helps a lot in avoiding constipation. Food deficiency diseases. Food is the main source in order to maintain the biological processes in a perfect manner. To protect our body from food deficiency diseases, proper diet should be taken. That is, the balanced food which contains proper amount of carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, mineral salts and fats. 2/3 of the world's population is mainly affected by the food-related diseases. Most of them are facing various types of diseases due to the lack of balanced diet, and some of them are suffering by taking high calorific food. If the food which we intake do not contain required amount of nutrients, then it is called as malnutrition. The reasons for malnutrition in our country are mainly due to poor health, willful starvation, lack of awareness of nutritional habits, socio-economic factors. Malnutrition is of 3 types. They are calorie malnutrition, protein malnutrition, protein-calorie malnutrition. The harmful effects of malnutrition caused in children are kwashiorkor disease, occurs due to deficiency of proteins in diet. Symptoms: body becomes swollen due to the shortage of water in the intercellular spaces, poor development of muscle, swollen legs, fluffy face, difficult to eat, diarrhea, dry skin. Marasmus occurs due to deficiency of both proteins and calories, and also when there is an immediate second pregnancy or repeated childbirths. Symptoms: lean and weak, swelling limbs, less developed muscles, dry skin, diarrhea, etc. Obesity occurs due to overeating and excess of energy intake. It is a big health hazard. Symptoms: an obese child when grows suffer from diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular, renal and gallbladder. Vitamin deficiency diseases. Vitamins are organic substances that are required in small quantities. Actually, vitamins are not synthesized in the body. Generally, we do not suffer from vitamin deficiency because our body contains 2 sources of vitamins. One is diet and the other is bacteria present in the intestine that synthesize and supply the vitamins. Vitamins are categorized into 2 groups. They are water-soluble vitamins, B complex, vitamin C, fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, D, E and K. Let us study the vitamin available sources and deficiency diseases. The vitamin available sources and deficiency diseases are. Click each tab to know more. Water-soluble vitamin deficiency diseases. Fat-soluble vitamin deficiency diseases. Drawing skills. The drawing section helps you to sketch images in a step-by-step manner. Click each tab to know more. follow-up work. Take up the following activities. Write a note on Von Helmont's experiments focusing on how he concluded that water was necessary for the growth of any plant. Collect different types of food materials prepared by various plants in your surroundings.